6. Gennady will translate to wall antenna number 6 with the new wall antenna number 6 and the EVA mechanical cutters. Misha will translate to electrical panel number 10. He will take photos of the electron systems fitting.
That's a docking port.
And open up the electrical panel number 10 MLI flap. He will demate the electrical connector to wall antenna number 6. Gennady will cut the wall antenna number 6 cable and remove it from its cable clamp. Misha will remove wall antenna number 6 cable and put it on the tool carrier and remove the tool carrier from handrail 2234.
I thought they were just chucking it out into space.
Gennady will remove the old wall antenna number 6 bracket from the handrail. Misha will route the new cable through the cable clamps to panel number 10. He will mate the new cable and take photographs of the new mated cable. The new cable and take photographs of the new mated cable. Once the photographs have been taken, he will close the MLI flap on panel number 10. Gennady will install the new wall antenna number 6 bracket. And finish up the cable routing for the new wall antenna number 6. The two will translate back down to the EVA1 ladder on DC1.
Docking compartment 1. Basically piers.
Misha will stow the tool carrier in DC1. And Gennady will get in position on the EVA ladder to jettison the old wall antenna number 6.
You'll just go and chuck it away.
Once the jettison is complete, the two will translate to the Bakadeo unit, which is the plume impingement and deposit monitoring unit that measures the space environment. They will take the Strela 1 boom up to Bakadeo.
That's basically a robotic arm as well.
The two will reposition Bakadeo and photograph the new position. Gennady and Misha will translate back down Strela 1's boom to the EVA ladder and DC1. Gennady will ingress DC1 first, followed by Misha. The two will close the EVA hatch, and this will conclude Russian EVA 41.
Also, I just checked if I'll be able to watch the redocking of Soyuz, of Scott Kelly and Gennady and Mikhail Soyuz. And I should just manage to skim that in before school.
401 is the tank for EV1, and then 27 flat is the voltage in 407. We're looking at the Russian Space Station Flight Control Room at the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov outside Moscow. They're in charge of today's spacewalk activities. A final leak check on the Pirs docking compartment and the Orlan spacesuits has been completed by Padalka and Kornienko. They will be switching their Orlan suits to autonomous power here shortly in advance of the expected start of the opening of the hatch, which should be just minutes away. Once again, just a reminder that we are expecting somewhere in the neighborhood of about 10:30 Central Time or so to be joining Scott Kelly, Kimia Yui, and Kjell Lindgren inside the Columbus module of the International Space Station as they complete the harvest and begin the first consumption of red romaine lettuce leaves that have been grown as part of the veggie experiment that was flown to the International Space Station on a SpaceX Dragon cargo craft in April of 2014. This veggie experiment, an important technological experiment to provide a simple low-power system to grow fresh and nutritious food for astronauts to supplement their diet, that will be particularly important on long-duration missions to Mars
or the Moon
coming up in the years ahead. We hope to be able to have live downlink television at that time. Once we get live downlink TV, we'll be moving from outside to inside the International Space Station, and as Padalka and Kornienko go about their work outside the Russian segment of the station, we'll be watching the crew complete the harvesting and hopefully the initial consumption of those veggie lettuce leaves.
We've got 401 for pressure. Fluid umbilical is demated for EV2.
Sorry, there was just a truck outside.
With all of the experiment and research activity that's ongoing in today's spacewalk, but on Friday, the Russian unmanned Progress 58 cargo craft that is currently docked to the aft port of the Zvezda service module will undock at 5:19 a.m. Central Time and will be commanded to a deorbit where it will be burning up harmlessly over the Pacific Ocean. We'll provide live coverage of the Progress 58 undocking starting at 5 a.m. Central Time on Friday morning. That will free up the aft port of the Zvezda service module for the eventual relocation of the Soyuz TMA-16M spacecraft, which will move on August 28th from the Poisk module to the aft port of Zvezda to clear Poisk for the arrival of a third Soyuz vehicle with Sergei Volkov, ESA astronaut Andreas Mogensen, and Kazakh cosmonaut Aidin Aimbetov, who will launch from Baikonur on that fresh Soyuz vehicle on September 2nd. And next Sunday, August 16th, the focus of attention will be on the launch site on the Japanese southern coast of Tanegashima, where an HTV rocket is being prepared for launch with the next Kanatori H2 transfer vehicle, the HTV, that will be launching from Tanegashima at around 8 a.m. Central Time for a 4-day transit to the International Space Station loaded with tons of supplies and scientific experiments for the Expedition 44 crew. We'll be providing live coverage of the HTV launch on NASA television next Sunday beginning at 7:15 a.m. Central Time.
I will be watching that.
401 for EV1, 037 for in-suit.
It should be interesting right now.
37038. And PO2, 406. 406. Copy. My regulator just triggered.
The International Space Station flying at an altitude of 250 statute miles, moving from northwest to southeast in an orbit inclined 51.6 degrees to either side of the equator. All of the station's systems operating normally, and the crew all set to begin the support of today's spacewalk. Once again, this will be the 10th spacewalk in Gennady Padalka's career that will tie him for second place on the all-time spacewalking list with former NASA astronaut Mike Lopez Alegria, although Padalka, with 33 hours and 6 minutes in his previous 9 spacewalks, only has half as much time as Mike Lopez Alegria, who chalked up 67 hours and 40 minutes of spacewalking time in his 10 excursions into the void of space. The all-time spacewalking record holder is Russian cosmonaut Anatoly Solovyev, who recorded 14 spacewalks in his career for an aggregate total of 68 hours and 44 minutes.
Well, this one's easy. Let's just get it in here. It's well inside the pocket now, Moscow.